we're doing weekly rollouts, but Josh will be the first to know. So we'll let you know before we push something. So we're very, very excited about what's coming up this year.
Live from Columbus, Ohio, this is the Get Business Credit YouTube channel with your host, Josh Van Horn. Subscribe now and hit the bell notification right now to stay up to date as soon as we release new business credit gems. Take it over, Josh.
Today we have a special guest. It's Aaron, the founder of Fairfigure. Aaron, good to have you today.
Yeah, Josh, thanks so much for having me on the channel.
Yeah, definitely appreciate it. We've been trying to get this meeting and interview together for a while now. And if you just want to start off, tell the viewers a little bit about yourself and your history, and then a little bit about Fairfigure.
Yeah, that's our goal, to kind of create that credit karma for the business owner. And there's a lot of great tools out there for businesses to access funding and capital, but there's not a lot of options for that brand new business. And I always like to say, our ideal customer who we want to work with is, that hairstylist that wants to open her own salon, that truck driver that wants to go open a dispatch center, maybe get their own truck. This is someone that just formed their LLC, they got their company set up, their website, and they go, okay, what's next? Where do I go? And there's just not a lot of resources for, customers and businesses like that. So that's kind of where Fairfigure came from. We kicked off Fairfigure in 2021. So it's probably like 2 years of development.
All right. So for those that didn't watch the past video that I put out about Fairfigure, don't know anything about Fairfigure, Aaron, if you want to just kind of tell them a little bit about, I guess, the Fundex, your Fundex score, who you report to, what you get, the free version, paid version.
Yeah, we have 2 products. Well, I guess 3 of them, because one of them is technically free. Today, you can go on the Fairfigure platform for free. Type in your company information, and you're going to get access to your Creditsafe report and something we call the Fundex score. And the Fundex score is our own proprietary scoring model. That's your likelihood of 1 to 100% of getting funding today for your business. It's not meant to replace your business credit score, but it's meant to augment or use in tandem with your business credit score. So whenever you're going to apply, those final checks and everything's ready to go, that you're going to get a swift approval. The business credit scores are reporting on a monthly basis. The Fundex is reporting on a daily, so you can have great business credit scores, but maybe you missed a payment, maybe a check bounce, something like that. We're going to alert you to that before the underwriter is going to be able to see it. So it's just that final check before applying for funding. So that's available on the free tier. We also have a premium tier. It's at $29.99 a month. You're going to get access to your Equifax commercial reports, your Creditsafe reports, as well as your Fundex. We also provide you with your Tri-Bureau Vantage 3 scores, so your TransUnion, Equifax, Experian, with the identity theft protection. What's really cool about the premium program is that it's reporting as a utility trade line in your business credit. So if you're a new business, you're looking to get some diversity in your trade lines outside of the traditional net 30s, it's just a great product to kind of add into the mix of your business credit profile.
Okay. So just to clarify things, essentially, if you get approved, the card or whatever, that's going to be 2 different trade lines being reported, correct?
Yeah, so we have the premium monitor. You could also apply for capital, the Fairfigure capital card. So it'll be 2 different trade lines. With the card program, it's a little bit different than these cards you're seeing out in the market. You have your Divvy, you have your Brex, Ramp, stuff like that. Those are going to be for your higher limits. This card, the Fairfigure Capital card, really is for that new business looking to get their first starter card. So with the Fundex score of 30, you could apply. So it's very minimal. I think to get a 30 Fundex score, you probably need like $2,500 a month in deposits and just no derogatory trades on your file. You'll get an offer. This is a low funding amount. The intent of the card is to build your business credit scores, not to give you $20,000. So you could check between $250 and $1,000. That gets funded to the card instantly. You could use that in your Apple Pay, Google Pay. We also send you a physical card in the mail. You can select your payment terms on that. So it'll be either a 4 or 8 week term. So those weekly payments will come out. You pay off the card. At the end of it, you could renew, or you could just use the card as a debit card if you'd like. So that's the intention, to increase funding over time based on responsible payment habits. What we'd like to see, though, is, as we're working with the bureaus, we're doing some tests, making sure that everything that we're doing with the card is for the advantage of you, the customer. So we don't want to make any big program changes without doing experiments first, because there could be a possibility where, you have $1,000 limit, it increases to 10,000, and then for some reason to bring it down to 1,000, it could impact your score. So we're
Right.
very careful
True.
what we're doing with the program, and we're running internal experiments with the bureaus to make sure that everything we're doing is to benefit you if you're making your payments on time.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. If you say it's a $500 initial limit, so that you have the card payments, the payback on the funding, and then the premium service, just like say a NAV or eCredible. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. You're going to get a financial service trade line with the card, and then you're going to get a utility trade line with the premium monitor. I think it's really important to have diversity in your commercial profile. A few years ago, you could just get your quill and a bunch of net 30s and boost your score and move on. It's not so much like that anymore. It's more like consumer, where they're going to want to see your credit card, they want to see utility, they want to see this, this, and this, to show lenders that you can responsibly handle different types of credit. So I think
Yeah, the
what's
account
cool that
mix.
yeah. So I think it's cool that we're offering two different types of trade lines to your profile, and then you could go add your quill and grangers and stuff on that. And, it never hurts, but definitely great having those two trade lines in one product. I'd say like 80% of the underwriting is done through our computer system. That last 20%, we like to always manually review a file just to make sure everything's checking out. So I'd say during the week between business hours, Monday through Friday, you'll probably get approval answer within an hour. And once you're approved, we fund the card immediately. So once you click approve and you accept your terms, you could choose a 4 or 8 week term on that. The card is loaded instantly, so you could add it to your Apple Pay, you could add it to your Google Pay, and we also ship the physical card in the mail. So it's not a charge card, and it's not a credit card. It's structured more like an installment loan funded onto the Fairfigure card. So that full amount, the $1,000, is originated. So you own that $1,000. You could go swipe, you could go shop. Your payments start the following week. So if you fund it on a Friday, you selected a 4 week term. That means that every Friday, a quarter of that balance due is going to come back to the card.
Okay, gotcha. All right, that's pretty flexible. That's definitely unique compared to others out there. It gives you a little bit more time as well.
Yeah, and we'll see folks too. Like you could choose a 4 or 8 week term on it. We'll see folks put, $500 on an 8 week term, but then you can see them paying off their other net 30 vendors with the card, which is really
Mm,
interesting. So we see a lot of swipes for Uline and these other vendors. So they're kind of leveraging that money and putting it to work to pay off other vendors.
strategically, yeah,
Yeah.
using that. Yeah, I mean that's what I've taught a lot of people on this channel. That of course it helps to have your own starting capital, but there is strategic ways if you know how to leverage. Just like that's a perfect example right there. What you just said. Is there any fees involved with that? Is there a percentage?
Yeah, so to apply is free, and then how we charge it is a flat percentage on the origination. So it could be based on your time in business and also the 4 8 week terms. So it could range from like a 1.15 to a 1.149 factor on that. Yeah,
Okay,
so shorter
yeah.
payback period is going to be cheaper. If you want to take longer, it's a little bit more expensive.
Okay, and then those payments are being reported as trade experiences, right? Trade payment experiences to the
Yeah,
business bureau.
absolutely.
So that's going to help.
Yeah, so it depends on, every situation's unique, and obviously consult with a credit advisor on, what terms you should be selecting. Some people want a higher limit and they just want to pay it off in 30 days just to get that quick boost. Some people might want a lower limit, but they might want to stretch it out over 2 months so they get 2 months of reporting on that same trade line. So it kind of just depends on your situation, what you want to do with that data.
So it will continue consistently report every month as long as when the terms are up, as long as you renew it, right?
So we keep your file in the trade file, but the way the business credit scores work is they're really looking for balance due and balance paid. Right?
Right.
So you'd have, $1,000 balance due, then you make a payment, half of it 500, and the next month you have $1,000, 500 due. You make your final 500. If you have a zero balance on the card, it's still in the trade file, but it's not going to impact your score unless there's a balance due on it.
And sometimes when you have, zero balance due, but you've had past ones, sometimes that's going to hurt your business credit scores. I know, especially with Experian, it does if you don't use them, but it is going to affect your future approvals because if you just have a whole bunch of net 30s like Uline Quill, and
Yeah.
there's only one experience in the last 6 months, because they really factor in, especially with Experian, the last 6 months of data. That's how they come up with the majority of the scores come down to the last 6 months. So you really want to be like, kind of consistent with it like that. But
Yeah,
but
you want to exercise your accounts for sure. It's great to sign up for 10,000 net 30s, but if you're not having a balance reporting, it's not really benefiting you in any way.
yeah, I think that's about it. I think we covered everything. You guys can go on, the link will be in the description below, and you can see the process, what you have to do. I'll just kind of show it here real quick. Okay, yeah. So you just go here, you just sign up. For the viewers there, this is kind of like the sample dashboard here, but it's easy to sign up. I think it took me like 2 minutes literally to sign up. All right, I think that's it. Again, you guys just use the link in the description below and use the promo code. Yeah, and that will get you the 50% off the first 2 months for the premium version. And that's definitely going to help your business credit for sure. I definitely recommend it. All right. Thanks so much, Aaron, for coming on, and look forward to seeing what the future holds.
Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Take care. Bye bye.